I was born in New York, February 1st, 1926, 150th Street between 8th and Bradhurst Avenue. You know, the house was across the street from Colonial Park. That's where I spent all my playing ball times, in the park there, when I wasn't playing in the street, you know, stickball and box ball and all that. When I went to PS 90, the boys only went as high as the 4th grade in PS 90. And after that, they sent the boys to PS 5 on 40th Street on Edgecombe, like. It was up the street from Londell's on Edgecombe. It was an old building. The last year I was there, that school, when it rained, the water came off the roof, leaked. And you're in the air, and you sitting down, and the water coming off. It was an old school, old school. Well, it didn't have us too bad because my father worked in the post office back then. So we had a job, you know. But the job, men and women wasn't working. So really, we was never on, in the old days, they used to call it home relief. Family used to get on home relief and they get money every month from the government or something. Now they call it welfare. But the old days they used to call it home relief. And families got on home relief. And you couldn't own no telephone, definitely no car. No, because you're supposed to be poor, you're not supposed to have no money. And they come around and check. Those people working for the home relief, you know, checking on you. Come to the people's house, walk around and see if you see any men clothes around. Because they're not supposed to have a man in the house. But it didn't affect us because my father was working. But I went to deal with Clinton in the service, 1944. Well, I ended up in Guam. And I was stationed in Staten Island for a while. When I went in the Army, you get inducted in Camp Upton, upstate. Okay. Then we sent it to, from there we went to Pennsylvania, Indiantown Gap, Pennsylvania. Okay. And that's where I did my basic training and all that. And from there, they'd ship us to Staten Island, which I was coming home every night. Get on the subway down there. You got on the ferry boat. You leave Staten Island and get off at South Ferry. To go down from 150th Street we lived, we got on the train on 8th Avenue, going downtown. We went all the way to South Ferry. We used to go down there on Sundays a lot, my cousins and I. Yeah. And the train, you know what it cost? 5 cents. A nickel. Can you imagine that? A nickel. And that was a long ride from up there to the tip of Manhattan. 5 cents. You drop the nickel in the slot, and it used to magnify. They had the magnifying thing when you drop your nickel in. And you could see the 5 cent, the nickel get big. And then we left for Staten Island, that's when we went to Guam. We had our lieutenants, and we had a captain, a lieutenant, they were white. Yeah, they went overseas with them and all that. We left Staten Island, took a troop train all the way to the state of Washington. And got over in Guam. When I got to Guam, the war, they had dropped the bomb over there. By the time I got there, it went by boat. And that takes a while. Troop trains, yeah, and wasn't no flying like they do today. They fly troops around, but not in those days. You got on the troop train, and that takes time. It was a troops. We went to Fort Lewis, Washington, I think the name we went. And from there, you got on a boat and went to Hawaii for a little while, or maybe a day. And from Hawaii, you went to Guam. I went in the post office. I got out of the Army in 1946. Okay. I went in 44 and got out in 46. And then I went in the post office in 47. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We lived in 310, which was on 50th Street. Right. Across the street was 305, an elevator house. There wasn't no whites living in 310. Well, when the blacks move in, the whites move out. Yeah, as everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah, when you move in their neighborhood, they move out.
Okay.
So when I was living up there, going to PS 90 and all that, you know, it was all black.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you didn't see too many white. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
there's a lady. The lady had a store there on 8th Avenue, between 150th and 151st, and she lived in the house there, I believe, in 310. But when Joe Louis fought, and when he won a fight, people go out the street crazy. Yeah, cheering and everything. Never forget that. And the people go wild. They listen to it on the radio. Wasn't no TV now. Wasn't no this before TV. They listening to it on the radio, and when they find he won, people come out the house. I went there a couple times to see the Reds. I know they played Philadelphia one time. Yeah. But after the game was over, they had a little scuffle between the two of them. Yeah. But Philly had some good teams. Philly was noted for sports and music. A lot of musicians and people came out of Philadelphia and all that. But I think I always thought of the music in Philadelphia. A lot of people own their own homes. You know, they like apartment house. You know, they had a get, but a lot of people own their own home. So if you have somebody in your family with a horn, and you could practice all night if you want. All night. Now you get into one years ago. You get into one of these apartments, and your horn you playing. You might call the police. These people I can't sleep. Yeah, but you got your own home. You practice your horn all night if you want. Oh, that's my place, Savoy. Yeah, they had the band on 40th Street on Lenox Avenue, and they had bands every night. They had at least two bands. At least two bands every night. Top bands, I mean. Erskine Hawkins and all them bands. Or Lucky Millender and, you know, two bands every night. And then if you got it on a weekend, say a holiday was on a Sunday or something, Savoy would open early and have a band play early in the afternoon, like, yeah. And that went always up to around 9 o'clock at night. Top-notch bands. They had two bandstands side by side, and one band is on this side, and this band is playing. So they play for X amount of time, you know, I guess they had some certain amount of time to play. And when they play their theme song, that's when the other band that's relieving them, coming up on that's when they get on their side. And when this band is finished playing, the other bands, they know when to get on their bandstand. And that's what then that went on, that's Savoy, you couldn't beat it. I went for swing. But I never, the beboppers was all right, but it wasn't one of my favorites, I mean. Yeah, and I used to go to Apollo regular. I mean regular. It's nothing for me to go to Apollo to see a show. I might go back during the week to see it again. I've done that more than once. So if I see the show on the first day I went to see it, I might go back once or twice during that. They're there for a whole week. They open on Friday, and Thursday was the last day. And I might go back 2 times to see that show. I couldn't get enough of that show. That's right.
So who were some of your favorites at the Apollo?
At the Apollo? Well, it had to be Erskine Hawkins. That was my man. Yeah. And all the bands, Lucky Millender. You ever seen Lucky Millender? He was a band leader and could lead a band. Yeah, he could lead a band. The guy said he never seen a leader better than him for leading a band and didn't know no music. He didn't know no music. No music he knew. No. All he did was led the band. And he know no music. Now he got a band and somebody, hey, look, I got some music for your band. He had a guy who would rehearse the band. while he's in the rehearsal room, Lucky's sitting on the side listening. And the guy he got to lead the band on the new number. And Lucky be listening, and this guy, I forgot his name, and he rehearsed the band. Yeah, after he do that for a little while, you know. Yeah. So he ended up asking Lucky, you got it? Lucky say, I got it. And he got it. Could beat him for leading the band. Those were the days. 125th Street was something. You had 3 theaters on 125th Street. You had the Apollo. Now you walk towards 7th Avenue, you had the Loews Victoria. And you walk some more down, you had the Harlem Opera House. 3 theaters in one block. Black theaters, I mean. The Harlem Opera House and Apollo, both of those were stage shows. That's right. Both of those were stage with all of that. I went to the Harlem Opera House one time. There was a band that I wanted to see, the Savoy Sultans. That was a big band in Savoy in them days. Yeah, Savoy Sultans. So I went there to see them at the Harlem Opera House. But then, and eventually it turned into a bowling alley, you know, after it kind of closed up. Yeah. As I said, I didn't go for the bebop too much. I don't know why. They were good, I mean, but I just didn't, I like the big bands. Right. Yeah, Erskine Hawkins and them guys. Lucky Mullender. I always been a blues man. Wynonie Harris, that was my man. You know him? Wynonie Harris. Yeah, I've been a blues man. Yeah, Wynonie, I got a whole lot of records by him. And all them blues guys. Yeah, there was the. See, I go to the center now, I don't have nobody to talk with. You know,
Nobody remembers.
Nobody know that. A lot of them maybe wasn't here in them days. You know what I mean? Right. I guess I've been to Apollo, I say more times than 1 week. They've been there the whole time. Many times they've been there. I've been more than times that in 1 week. You see, now when I talk about the old times now, like today, you know what that do to me? It makes me feel young again. Yeah. But I remember all that.